Hey, this is Joel. That's Bossy. We're in the car and we're around the corner from our house. We're trying to sell it, and there's a showing right now. Okay, so I haven't decided if I'm actually going to ever do a YouTube, and we'll see. But I have a lot to tell you because a lot of the information on YouTube is just wrong and misleading and took us in a bad direction that really slowed us down. So if I make a video, it'll try to inform you about moving from the US to Spain. That would be the purpose. This may be your last video, my friend. Here's the dog who's just crying and crying. She doesn't want to leave, obviously. There we go. Yeah. Come on, say hello. Yeah, okay. We learned from our Spain lawyer that we got the golden visa. We applied late January, early February. Golden visa is not even available anymore. We were rushing to be like one of the very last people to get through the gate. In May 2024, a full year ago, I saw an article in Apple News, and it was about a woman that moved to Portugal from the United States. And I sent it to my wife, who was working, and she didn't reject the idea. She actually was, she was like, oh, that is really interesting. And I was like, oh my God, she's never going to agree to anything again. And we started research, which is the way we do everything. And she suggested we move to Malaga. And I wanted to move to Barcelona. Barcelona, with all the art and the apartments, are cool, arty. Oh my God. We looked at both areas, compared, and what tipped this balance was that if you've got any money, you're not moving to Barcelona. Wealth tax, inheritance tax, just trust me, I can't go into detail now, it would take too long. You're not moving to Barcelona. Malaga, no wealth tax. Look at me. I'm old. The idea of living in a city where people eat healthy food, have a healthy lifestyle, healthcare is reasonably priced, that was very attractive. I'm on the deck in Atlanta, and hopefully in a future video, I'll cut to Malaga and you'll see the difference. Now, it's going to be a big difference. Atlanta, all trees and beautiful. And it's like we live in a state park. Um, Malaga, we bought a house in the very center, what a flat, a little apartment in the very center of Centro. And so that's the contrast we're looking for, and hopefully that'll be obvious when we get there. So, talk to you soon. Okay, so we sold our Sandy Springs home and we moved to an apartment for the 3 months until we head to Malaga in September. Money is an interesting topic for all of Spain, but certainly for Malaga. Everyone will tell you on on YouTube after YouTube, they'll say that the cost of living in Spain is really low. And if you don't have any money, maybe it's true. But Spain taxes you as a retiree from the US with, as I mentioned, just a normal amount of money to retire on. Spain taxes you an incredible amount. and you have to be prepared for that. The cost of living in Spain, their healthcare is cheaper, but nothing else is. I don't care what anyone says. Their housing is much more expensive per square foot. We went from a 2,500 square foot house in Sandy Springs to 1,000 in Malaga city. Now you'd say that's a tourist area, it's a center of, a historic district. Of course, you're going to pay more, and we were prepared for that. But still, very, very expensive. The food in Malaga, just as expensive as Atlanta, and probably more. You eat out in a restaurant, you're not going to eat out for less than $30 for two people. And that's not splurging. And the problem is you want to eat out every day because the food in Malaga is fabulous. I won't even go into more details. Take too much time. Let's do a quick review. It was May of 2024 when we first got the idea. June 2024, we're doing research. James Blick videos, Stuart, Spain Speaks, also great videos. We're watching walkabout videos. People, they'll grab a camera just like this one, showing you the streets and the sights, the history, the buildings, everything. So it's June, July, now August. August in Spain, the whole city, the whole state, the whole country closes down. Doesn't matter where you are. Everybody stops working. I know trolls are going to attack me. Most people you want to talk to, you have an accountant or a lawyer, they're not working in August. So August is out. Now it's September. I hire a realtor. That didn't work out. She told us we wanted too much. We could never find what we were looking for. So we move on. Now it's Thanksgiving, it's, the end of the year. And I'm looking at Idealista, looking at listings. Idealista is the Zillow of Spain. And I see a place. And I sent it to my wife. I said, this is interesting. I think we could live here. So all in all, what was the point of this video? The point is, as you get older, you start to look at what it's all about. Do you want to make a change? You make less changes as you get older. You like things as they are. You get set in your ways and you get used to a certain comfortable similarity to each day. You know where everything is. You know where your doctor is, your supermarket, all that stuff. You drive there and you know the route. Everything's predictable. So I wanted to shake things up. And my wife, incredibly, generously agreed. Going to Spain is a bit absurd, given that we had everything we could ask for in Atlanta. But if anyone were to get inspired after watching this video to change their life and change things up, I would be thrilled. So that's really the point. Not that I'm going to Malaga, who cares? The point is that you can make a huge change in your life. And I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not easy. It involves turning your everything upside down. But we'll see. I'm going to make at least one more video from Malaga, and I'll show you what this all leads to. Thanks a lot.